Come and listen to this tale about a dude named Ted, standing there just looking at the tools in his shed. And then he got to thinking, just looking ain't no fun. Let's pick one up and plug it in and see if it'll run. It did. Pretty good, too. Now old Ted's a happy guy 'cause he's got a pretty wife. Figures if he plays it right, he'll keep that gal for life. That gal, her name is Beverly, and he's her hillbilly. He's sweet on her, she's sweet on him, they're happy as could be. She's Beverly, he's Hillbilly, he's Beverly's Hillbilly.
Okay, so I've sanded everything down to 180 grit, and just getting ready to fill up the paint sprayer. First I need to mix it up a little bit. And screw stick of some sort, that'll work. And I have the air pressure turned down to about 30 pounds per square inch, because this is a gravity feed gun, and I probably need go around and do the other side first, so that I can reach. Without dragging the hose across what hasn't been painted yet. Or what has been painted already, I will say. about 7/8 of the cup. Take the gun in and clean it up. After a while it'll come out and 220 grit sandpaper on my sander, and give it a going over with that, and then we'll put another coat on it. Knocked it down. So, you can see I got a fairly good coat on there. It soaks into the darker grain on the oak a lot more than it does the light. So it'll probably take 2, maybe 3 coats to get it so that it comes up nice and even. But I can't say I'm unhappy with it. Some of it's a little bit dryish still, but yeah, it's just a first coat. I think it's going to be lovely. Oh, and while I'm out here, I was going to spray some on my bandsaw hole cutting jig, but I didn't. Maybe I'll just get some beeswax or something and polish it up with that. And I got my handles on my chop saw. So now I can move it around with no trouble because it's got wheels. Kind of like a two-wheeled wheelbarrow with a fancy machine on top. Although that's old and worn out, but well, you use what you've got, right? Anyway, show you more later. Alright, so it's the next day. The first coat of finish is dried. And rather than using the orbital sander this time, I've got my dad's old sander. I've got some 220 grit paper on it, and I'm just going to lightly sand everything to take all the little high points off. Everything where the wood grain is stood up when it was soaked with the finish, the paraffin. So, here we go. You can see that the varnish builds up on the paper, even though it's had a chance to dry overnight. You kind of have to be a little bit careful that those don't leave marks on the finished product. So I'll probably sand a little bit more with that because it's still fairly sharp, but I'll be careful to keep an eye on that. Put this up here to warm up a bit. Anyhow, I won't bore you with sanding the whole thing. I'll bring you back when I start putting more finish on it so we can see how these spots where the darker green soaks in material more so than the lighter. Hopefully it doesn't do that as much with our next coat. So I've got a second coat on, and you can see that it didn't soak in as much this time into those darker areas, but it still did. So I'll be out here one more time at least, sanding it down and putting a third coat on it. But you can see that it's, I think, looking lovely. See the lights reflecting in it. This is a satin finish, so when it's dry it won't have that shine, but it will have a certain glow about it. I hope. I hope. Anyway. So far so good. We'll have to leave the heat on out here. Fan Nancy furnace there. So that it will dry properly, and we'll show you more.
Sand it and then you...
Delivery has been made, but it's a lot taller than it should be. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it to do. Oh. Anyway, it won't back up any further for some reason. Anyway, you see how short Matt looks. I don't know. The Taylor's, yeah, Taylor. It's taller than I expected.
Is this
Like
the table?
It's the first time it's ever been on its
Table
feet.
that Ted built?
Yeah, anyway. I might have to figure out how to put extensions on their chair legs for them now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Chair's just,
I'll get out of here before I pass anything on to you that I
Oh.
don't have.
You probably don't have
yeah, I know. It's a
We're,
family bubble.
Yeah, there you go. It's a family bubble. Anyway,
It's more a matter, if we got sick, I'm sure we would recover. It would be if you guys would recover.
Man, wow.
anyway, that's it. That's all.
Everybody.
So now I guess this episode is all done and said. I would like to thank you all for visiting with Ted. If you'd like to see what's next, why not subscribe and see? It's not that hard, just click on it. It's easy as could be. Comment too. I'd like that.